had to dip into it 800 times. Not an exaggeration. Exactly, I counted each dip. Hey guys, so today I'm gonna be doing another Shop My Stash video with me. If you guys don't know what these videos are, essentially they are me going through my makeup collection that I have here, which is excessive and ridiculous. I know if you guys haven't seen it, just know that no one human should have this much makeup, and I only do because I do this for a job. If I didn't, I would have what I had before, which was one drawer full. I go through my makeup collection and I kind of shop what I currently already have. Maybe some of this is new to me, maybe some of it isn't, but I'm just gonna be using things that kind of sparked my fancy today when I was going through my makeup collection. So if you guys are excited to watch this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and let's go shop my stash and see what we can find. Okay, so this is one product that I really wanted to try to work off of today. This is a gold liquid liner. It's new from ColourPop, it's metallic, and I want to do something green, but not like obnoxiously green. I want to do like a very deep smoky almost green on my eyes with this gold liner. I think that'd be so pretty. So let's look and see what we've got. Let's see. Yeah, no, not what I'm going for. That's closer, but that's a little more blue. Smoke Sessions. Okay, oh man, this palette is a mess. My melt palettes just get messed up bad. That's kind of the color I'm looking for, that Space Queen color. All right, well, here's the ColourPop Just My Luck palette. I never did use this. This color down here, both of these are kind of what I'm going for. So I feel like I could maybe get something out of here. I'm gonna set this aside as well. I think this palette might be the winner. Look at that color. That's literally like exactly what I was going for. This is the Stilazzi Darkroom palette from Jordan Liberty. So for foundation, okay, I was just digging through my drawer and I found this. I don't know that I've ever tried this. Oh, Fair Pale. Ooh, this might not work for me. So I'm gonna try maybe to use this. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Foundation. Actually, that might work. That might work. I'm gonna give this a try today and see what I think about it. All right, let's see what we've got for concealer to try. Maybe I should try the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye again. I haven't used this in such a long time, but I really used to love this concealer. It's very hydrating and dewy. You need very little of it. I wanna try this again. These are a bunch of bronzers. I haven't gone through here in a while. Ooh, I wanna try this again. Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. Ooh, okay, highlighter. I know what I wanna use now. I've talked to you guys about this in a few videos recently. This is the Physicians Formula Natural Nude palette, and I was comparing the Jaclyn Cosmetics highlight and like the Hourglass. They have like a very similar vibe to them in their finish, so I wanna show you guys today and use this. It's been a long time, but let's do it. That's kind of pretty. It's like, I don't know that that's exactly what I was looking for. I don't know that I've ever used this. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, I'm gonna go with this. Sigma Blush Cheek Palette. That's pretty. Yikes, I don't know. Okay, so instead of doing what I was doing, I just swatched a couple of things on the back of my hand gloss-wise, and I think I got some things that I want to try. I know that I'm going with a nude again, but I wanted to try this. This is the Milani Matte Satin Lavish lip color, and then this is the NYX Filler Instinct. That's the one on the very left there. It's like kind of this pretty goldy gloss. This middle one here, in case you guys are wondering, is the Jouer Lip Topper in Sea Glass. It's just a little bit too intense for me. Okay, so I've got everything here. I've had the idea in the last few days to do an eye look that is like kind of a smoky green color with a gold liner, and ColourPop just sent these. These are ColourPop metallic liquid liners, and this is a perfect like gold liner. I've never tried these before. I think these are new. They came out in like the butterfly collection maybe. I say that because these have like butterflies on them. I can't remember which one this came out with. It's gonna be pretty simple. I want the look to be completely matte and then just to have that really shiny gold liquid liner in there. So I picked out the foundation, the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Foundation. I'm not sure how it's gonna work for my skin, but because I'm doing that, I'm gonna use the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream. I figure that they're going to perform better together. You guys know, if you've been following me, that I really like this moisturizer. It is overpriced and probably overrated. I really do enjoy it. I think it's a nice moisturizer. Kind of just feels and smells sunscreeny. It's hideously overpriced. Charlotte Tilbury makeup really is. It is a nice product. So if you are looking for a good moisturizer and a base for makeup, I mean, it's her magic when she was doing celebrity clients. And I would have to say, bitch, it's good. Charlotte, why? And how? So the eyeshadow palette that I picked out today was the Stilazzi Dark Room palette from Jordan Liberty because I just loved the tone of this here. Now that I'm looking at it through here, it sort of does look a bit more blue tone than I was going for. But I also did grab the ColourPop Just My Luck palette, and this was like the one from, what's it called? Irish Day? St. Patrick's Day. My God in heaven. I might do a little mixture of this one with it as well, because as you can see right next to each other, the tones are just quite a bit different. You can see how much more blue this looks compared to it, but I was kind of going for that like smoky look, so let's do her. But we should do this first. All right, so I'm gonna go in with my Zoeva Luxe Soft Definer brush, and I'm gonna dip into that Fathom shade from the Stilazzi palette. It really does in person look more like dark emeraldy green than it does on camera. I don't know that I've used Stilazzi shadows. Have I? I can't recall. This is sort of exactly the shade I was looking for though, so that's awesome. But I do feel like I definitely should have set my eyelids first. It's not like it's not blending well or anything. I just want it to blend extra well. I'm gonna take a little bit of translucent powder and just tap it over everything on both eyes, just so it blends out well. Just wanted to do something very simple today, but like that would be sort of holiday appropriate. I asked my husband, I was like, what do you think of when you think of, you know, like holiday makeup? And he was like, red lip, gold eyes. And I was like, you and everybody else. Okay, I'm gonna dip into this shade here on the ColourPop one. So I already go in with two palettes. I just wanna add a little bit more of like that sagey green. Okay, yes, yes, yes. That's perfect. That's exactly what I was looking for. Just using the one brush for this. I'm really packing it on here, not worrying if it kind of extends too low down on my eye. Just really not worried about that because again, because we're doing our eyes first, you can just clean it right up. I'm really deepening it on the outer corner because I do think I'm gonna take a lighter matte shade on the inner portion and just kind of sweep it over the top so it like looks matte but like gradiates. I think maybe for that I'll go into the Stilazzi palette and go in with this shade here, which is Solar. It's like a skin toned color, but that might not be what I'm looking for. We'll see. That actually might work. I kind of like that. Because of that shade, you're able to mix it in sort of with that green, and it creates like a lighter version of that green shade so that you don't have to have multiple shades. You can kind of tweak it to look like you have that in the palette, but it's really just the same shade mixed in. That's cute. Okay, so I'm gonna take this little Wet n Wild P20 brush just to buff the edges out of that. Like make sure that they are the most seamless so that there's no blocky looking edge, you know? Okay, let me do the other eye exactly the same and I will be right back. Okay, I'm not sure that these exactly match, but I think that they match enough for me. So now I'm gonna go in with the metallic liquid liner from ColourPop, and this is in the shade Gold Rush. And I think this is kind of exactly what I was hoping for today. So let's see if I can create a wing with it. Are you going to give me trouble? Okay, so I definitely have some thoughts about this already. You have to dip a lot to get opacity out of this. As you can see, it wants to kind of go on sheer, and that's fine, but it's like you're gonna have to build this up quite a lot to get full opacity out of it, and I feel like in that circumstance, it's gonna feel kind of thick. Yeah. I'm not a fan of this actually. I think that it has a really pretty like metallic shift to it, but it's just a little bit moussey to be put on the eye in this sort of application. I could see like a tiny little line of it or just like right along the lash line could be cute, but in the capacity that I'm using it right now, I just feel like it's sort of, I don't know, it's just not giving me exactly what I was hoping for. It's almost like too thick, but it's also like too sheer. I don't know if that makes sense. It looks kind of foiled and very metallic, but I don't know. Maybe once my lashes and stuff are on, it'll be better, but I think that it's not like my ultimate favorite finish that I've ever used. I think that it could be a little bit more full coverage. Maybe that's what they wanted out of it, but I can like feel it on my eye because I had to layer it so thick that it feels very kind of like, you know, like that. All right, I'm gonna do the other eye real quick. All right, Color Bob, we need to have a talk. Why did you do this? I really dislike this eyeliner. I had to dip into it 800 times. Not an exaggeration. Exactly, I counted each dip. And you can see it just looks chunky. It sucks. I'll tell you another reason why. Because as you can see, the brush tip on this thing is so uber tiny. And it seems like, oh, that's a great bit of product that it's kicking out. But because the brush tip is so small, you have to dip into it like a billion times and it hardly gets any product on it. And I don't know, I just feel like I've built this up to get full opacity so much so that it's like thick and chunky and I feel like it looks like absolute dog shit. So I'm gonna put some lashes on. Hopefully that'll salvage kind of what we have going on here. But I really don't like the way that this looks at all. It's an uncomfortable formula as well. It feels like I sort of have like a thick, not glue, it doesn't feel sticky at all, but like almost like as if you put a glue on and then it dried down and it started shrinking. It feels like I have like a waxy, like crusty substance on my eyes. I'm gonna use these lashes today. So this is the Nude set, I think from Nikkia Joy Cosmetics. And I talked about this on my Instagram story the other day. I wore it for the first time. I wore the natural pair, which I actually have downstairs sitting on my counter. Wore it to Thanksgiving, loved them so much. These are awesome. They come in this pack here. So this is like the outer unit carton packaging. Nikkia Joy is a YouTuber here, but also has her own makeup line. And these lashes, like you have all different kinds. It comes in a pack of 5. These ones were really beautiful. I wore them on Thanksgiving again, like I said, like a really natural eye look and they looked so stunning. But you've got all these different kinds. So instead of it being like all 5 demi wispies like you can get at the store, you've got a bunch of different kinds to choose from. I don't know which one I'm going to go for today. I feel like I'm kind of leaning towards maybe these ones or these ones. So I'm going to toss them on. I'll show you guys what they look like afterwards and I will be right back. So with lashes on, it looks better, but it's not my favorite. I just don't like the liner. I don't like it, but we're going to move on past it because you know what? It's makeup and it's not that deep. Nobody cares about your liner, bitch. All right, let's move on to foundation. So I am going to be using the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Foundation. I've never tried this before. Again, like I said, love the Magic Cream. I would imagine that this is going to perform well with it, but that doesn't mean anything. Foundation is something that I'm incredibly picky with, so we'll see. This has got a pump on it. How come I've never tried this before? This color might just be so off on me. That actually looks like it's gonna be fine. Have I tried this before, guys? I feel like I have. But I also feel like I haven't. All right, so right off the bat, I would say this looks like it has somewhat of a medium-ish coverage, I would say. You can still see my skin coming through it, but it looks nice and healthy. Covers up the redness decently. Not all the way, but not in like a super mask-like way. You know what I mean? Not sitting on my nose particularly beautifully. I actually think that this color is pretty accurate to my skin color right now in the middle of the winter. I thought it was gonna be far too light for me, but it's a little lighter than I would typically go, but I actually think it looks pretty good color-wise. Now, finish-wise, my nose looks pretty horrendous. I'll try to show you what I mean. A lot of people are like, what am I supposed to be seeing when you're showing us your nose? Well, you'll see. I'll try. It just almost like slides around instead of sticking. You know, I actually think that this has pretty decent coverage. I kind of like this natural skin-like coverage that it has. It's probably like a low medium coverage, I would say. It doesn't look like super covering. You'll see. I'll turn the lights down a little bit. A little bit of my redness peeking through. If you had freckles, I think it would definitely show through this. Charlotte Tilbury is a company that I feel like tries to go towards that more like model skin feel. And I do feel like if this were on like somebody runway or somebody in editorial, it would look really beautiful and skin-like. It has that very natural finish to it. Yeah, it's pretty. It's actually really a pretty foundation. I feel like I could see myself wearing this. I wish I had a dampened sponge so I can kind of dab off some of the excess in areas where it feels a little bit heavy. But you know what? It actually looks really pretty, and I feel like with my concealer and everything like that on, it's going to look really nice. So this is the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye. This is not a new product to me at all, but it is very unique. So this is about how much you need. This is honestly probably overkill, but I like to warm it up in my fingers because this concealer is very thick. I don't know if you can tell, but Oh, I might have gone a little light. Might have gone a little bit light. This is honestly one that you can pat on with your finger. It's so creamy. I can't even explain it, but if you have darkness on your under eyes, you may love this concealer because it is very high coverage, but it stays really, I can't even explain it. It stays almost like thick and creamy. It sounds like a bad thing, but it's not. It's really a lovely, lovely concealer. It is one that I don't reach for every day because of how it feels, and I don't love the look of it set with the powder. So this is one that I wouldn't really recommend. I mean, you can certainly set it with the powder because it does stay sort of tacky because it is that like thick, creamy consistency, but it's so nice. It's just such a different kind of concealer. I can't even explain. You have to feel it to know the difference, but I'll try to go over it a little bit with my brush. But this one, I've noticed I have like this spot on my under eye that sort of, no matter what I do, stays kind of dark, even with concealer. So that's why I was looking forward to trying this today to see if it could kind of cover that up. Because I believe it's Katie, formerly Luster Lux. She, I believe, loves the It Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye because she has a dark spot on her under eyes as well, and it covers it. And so I remember that, and I would agree. I feel like it does cover so beautifully. I bet you a sample of this, like if you got a sample of this from Ulta, it would last you forever because literally you need the most minute amount of this product. And it does, I feel like, start to crease a little bit if you don't set it, which I don't usually set mine, again, because I feel like it can start looking a little bit cakey if I set it, but if you don't, it just looks so hydrating and beautiful on the under eye. So I'm gonna go in with that brush that I used on the top of my eye. I feel like I do need a little bit of that green color buffed underneath my eye. I'm just gonna kind of focus it mostly on the outer corner here instead of bringing it all the way in. Just kind of taking the residual that was on my brush and just sort of buffing it on the outer lower corner. That looks really pretty. All right, and then I'm gonna take this pencil from Milani. This is the Metallic Lights liner, and this is in the shade Gold Beam. And I'm gonna put that on my waterline. That looks cool. I like that. Wow. Okay, and now I'm going to just toss some mascara on my lower lashes. This is the It Cosmetics Lash Blowout. I've been using this for like the last 2 weeks and I quite like it. I need some color in these cheeks. Love the eyes. I think they turned out really pretty. I actually kind of like the liner now when everything comes together with like the lashes and everything. I know my bottom lashes look kind of spidery, but I'm gonna try to like warm my face up and everything to make that kind of tone down a little bit. So yeah, let's go in with this. This is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I haven't used this in a while. I'm gonna use my Smith 112 brush for this. I remember liking this, and I know a lot of people really love this bronzer. This is in the shade Light, I think. I think they have multiple shades of this. Okay, this is gonna sound really weird and be like a weird tangent for me to go on, but just stick with me, okay? I had a friend that said, oh, I've never tried anything from Physicians Formula before because I don't really feel like I need medicated makeup. Like I don't need anything special with like special ingredients in it. And I thought, huh? And then I thought, okay, Physicians Formula. The name made her feel like the Physicians Formula was some sort of special medicated makeup of some kind, or like it had like some skincare ingredients or something like that. In case you are like her, it isn't. Physicians Formula is just the name. I think it's kind of a terrible name for a makeup brand. I think it is a little bit confusing for people. So if you are like her, and if you thought it was some sort of special like skincare or like it had some sort of benefits or that are different, it's literally just regular makeup. It's nothing special, even though it's called Physicians Formula. I know that's like the weirdest thing to mention, but when she said that, I thought, I could see why you would think that. Just throwing my bronzer on my nose, you know, as I do. As I'm using this, I don't know that I'm, okay, look how much this brush is shedding. How much? This is like my biggest beef with this brush. It's like the most beautiful application of any brush, but this fucker sheds so bad. I'm just kind of putting the bronzer on my nose, you know how I do, so that it looks a little more like less placed just on my cheeks. I've only used this bronzer maybe a few times. I'm not 100% sure. I feel like I used to really, really like it, and I feel like it is really pretty, but I do feel like this color is a little bit artificially warm on me. Sort of like the last bronzer that I used in one of my videos, the It Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores. I'll try to link that video up here. A lot of people were like, no, that looks really nice on you, and I feel like the finished product did, but I don't know. There's something about this one that I feel like maybe I just need a little bit less warmth, or I don't really know, but I feel like it looks fine. Like, yeah, I feel like it looks cute. Also, Physicians Formula does this weirdest thing with their packaging, is that this is the bronzer here and then the mirror is like back here. I don't know why, but I just am not a fan of that. Okay, so I think that my makeup looks nice. I think that the bronzer's looking good. I'm gonna use my highlighter now, which is another Physicians Formula product. I'm doing this part now so I can do the blush over top so that this part looks more natural. But this is the product that I've talked about many, many times. You guys know, if you have been on my channel for any period of time. This product is lovely. This is the Physicians Formula Shimmer Brick in Natural Nude. Now, because there are two different sides to this, I feel like multiple skin tones could use this. So you see, this is sort of the side I stick to here, but you do have your deeper tones on this side. So it is lovely. This is one of those products that reminds me almost of like a drugstore version of an Hourglass highlighter or something, because it does have that sort of lit from within glow. See how it sort of looks hourglassy? I'll try to turn my cheek here. See, it sort of looks like the ambient lighting powders that have that really finely milled, soft, highlighted glow. Instead of looking overkill or like too shiny, it doesn't have that at all. It's so beautiful. And you do have those different shades in here. So if you do want to go a little bit deeper or more golden or something one day, you do have the option in this palette. But it's just stunning. And I think it's like maybe 12 bucks or something. And it's just one of my favorite drugstore highlights. I feel like it's so underrated and that I don't see very many people talking about it. And honestly, the packaging is why. It's so hideous. Physicians Formula's packaging is probably my least favorite from the drugstore. It's just too bulky and gaudy sort of, but you know what? The product inside is what really matters, and it is lovely. So if you are looking for a beautiful drugstore highlighter, I think that you could certainly find it in this. It's just like, it's Hourglass, right? It just looks like it's the same. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with the blush, and this is the palette that I got here. This is the Sigma Blush Cheek palette. I'm sort of feeling more of like this shade in here today, which is Corda Rosa, and I'm gonna dip a little bit into that, tap off a lot of the excess, and then sort of just tap over the top. I didn't want to go too pinky with it, kind of keeping it in that like terracotta-y color because I wanted it to not like clash weirdly with the green. Putting a little blush on the tip of my nose to look all cute. I love a blushy nose. I think it's so cute. Looks like a little fairy. Now I need my brows. I did not grab a new brow product. I'm just going to be using the Urban Decay Brunette Betty Brow Blade. Brunette Betty Brow Blade. My God in heaven. Wow, these brows are the most different shit I've ever done in my life. I can't get my brows to look the same lately to save my actual life. Like if my life actually depended on it, I'm sorry, my life is over. I can't get them to look similar. Wow. Wow, I've never done worse makeup, never. I don't want you looking at them, and I don't want you talking about them, and I don't want anything to have to do with them. They're too dark. They're too big. Okay, you know what? I just don't care. They're terrible, and I hate them, and I just want them. I don't want anyone to talk about it ever again. Not that you were, but stop. Okay, lips. So this was the Milani Matte Satin, and this looks like... Okay, very light. This looks like a soft, like, kind of warm nude. This is called Lavish 01. And I'm not usually a fan of liquid lipsticks, but I'm just gonna see how this works out. Kind of like this color quite a bit. It smells like banana popsicles in the clear wrapper. To the T. To the T. While this like dries down, if it does, I'm gonna take a little lip liner and I'm gonna go in with what shade? Maybe with this one. This is the shade Another Round. Okay, you see that hideousness? That is called butthole lips. Straight up crusty butthole. So we're gonna need to take a little bit of Mochalicious, and I don't care what anybody says. This is why we use Mochalicious, kids. It helps so much. Okay, so you could leave the lips matte like this if you wanted to. I hate it so much. I haven't done matte lips in forever. Do I hate it or do I like it? I haven't done matte lips in so long that I think I'm gonna leave them matte. I can't believe I'm saying this. I grabbed some glosses. You can do those if you want to. I did grab the Sea Glass gloss from Jouer, and then I grabbed the Filler Instinct, but kind of feeling like this looks sort of cute. I don't know. You could certainly put a gloss on. You know I normally would, but I feel like I just need to change it up a little bit and not do a gloss. But you guys let me know if you think a gloss would have made this like just leaps and bounds better, or do you like that I did a matte lip finally for once? It's literally been years since I've done a matte lip. It looks pretty. Like I feel like the lip is understated, which is nice because sometimes I feel like my lips can kind of like overpower, and I do have really small lips, but I did overdraw the top. I kind of like the idea of the matte. I don't know. It's kind of fun. Okay, I think that's the entire entire face. That's everything that I grabbed. I'm gonna give you guys my rundown and let you know what I think about this face of makeup from this Shop My Stash. First of all, I'd love to hear if you guys like these style of videos. I know I didn't create them or anything, but I like doing them. I like going through my stuff and getting use out of the stuff that's been sitting there being neglected for oh so long. And things I wanted to try. It's so nice. I just am feeling so inspired by my makeup collection and by trying the things that I have without like always trying the newest collection. So let's go through the face. The palette. The Stilazzi palette worked beautifully. I feel like it blended amazingly. The blend is seamless. The color is lovely. I did have to mix it in with a little bit of the Act Natural color from ColourPop just to get it to the green level that I wanted it to be, but honestly you don't have to. Just for this look I wanted it to be, but this really beautiful palette. Actually, when I first opened this, I thought this is such a lovely collection of colors that I feel like I would actually reach for, and I really like this bottom row down here the most. It's just so stunning. So that's a really pretty palette. I don't know that it's like my favorite, but I do really like the color that I was able to use from it. Of course, I did like this very simplistic look. The ColourPop liner, you guys know I'm just not a fan. I think that it looks really pretty and it can give you the desired effect, and it does look very foiled, but I just feel like it could be better. It could be near perfect if it were just a little bit thinner and the brush were a little bit bigger so you didn't have to dip it 8,000 times. Did it give the desired effect? Yes. Does it feel heavy? Yes. So I don't know. I'm like iffy on it. Would I use it again? Yeah, if I needed like this exact look again, I would use it. But if another product came out that was very similar or had like exactly those other things fixed, I think I'd probably reach for that over this. But I do like the fact that it's not like a glitter liner. It is like a metallic liquid liner. So it does give that like gold foil appearance. It is pretty, but it's not like anything magnificent, and the formula annoys me. I had to layer it so much to get it to this level. I thought you guys might be interested in seeing what maybe 5 hours I've been wearing this now, and you can see just what it does. My lashes are starting to come off too, but it just totally flakes off. Look at this side is fine because I didn't touch it, but if you touch it, it just flakes off so easily. You can even like take your finger and like you can feel where it starts, and you can like peel it off because it's so like thick and whipped. I don't know. No, not good. Not good at all. The lashes, I love these Nikkia Joy lashes. Honestly, they're so stunning. And I love the fact that you get multiple different types in one lash set. And each pair of lashes is gonna last you a while. It's not like you have to throw them out after one use. You get multiple uses out of them. So I think they're lovely and they're very comfortable because they are that thin band. And I'm really liking them so far. And I really wanna try more from the line. I have a bunch of them, so I'm gonna keep giving them a go when I'm doing these Shop My Stash videos. And I'm hoping to make these a much more frequent thing on my YouTube channel because I really enjoy doing them. It's reinvigorating me to try different things and kind of branch out within my own makeup. As far as the foundation goes, let me take a look and see here up close. It looks pretty stinking good. I really have no complaints with it. Let me look up the price and see what we are looking at here. I'm guessing it's like $8,000. Okay, $44 from Sephora. That's really expensive for foundation. I'm typically more of along the lines of like liking to spend no less than $15 on foundation because I'm a very cheap ass bitch. But you know what? It is very nice. It's got a medium, I would say, coverage. It covered everything I needed it to cover, and especially with the concealer and everything like that added, I feel like it did what I want a foundation to do. I will certainly be trying it again. It is the right color for me. I feel like it matches everything really nicely. I like the level of coverage I was able to get with it. It's not overkill. It's not uncomfortable on my skin, and everything that I needed it to do, it did. I feel like it's a nice foundation, and I don't know how it wears or anything because this is just me trying it for the first time, but I can certainly do a longer wear test and everything like that on it if you guys are interested. But off first impression application, I feel like it looks pretty nice. Like I'm pretty happy with the way that the coverage is, and it doesn't look like gross or cakey or anything like that at all. It does look a little makeup-y on my upper lip, but nothing that I couldn't live with. It looks totally fine. The under eye concealer, again, this is not a first try. I've used this many, many times. I've actually used an entire tube of this, which takes forever, so that was a feat. I used a darker color though, because this one is light ultra fair. I definitely should use like light, not ultra fair. You know what I mean? Because this was like very like almost white. It's so pale, and I don't like that like uber highlighted under eye look, just for myself personally. It says here, full coverage, anti-aging, waterproof concealer. I would say yes to all of that. It has the most beautiful, luminous, thick coverage, which sounds hideous, but I just promise you, go to Ulta, grab a sample of it, try it. It's very nice. It's very unique in its formula, and I just feel like, I don't know that I've ever tried a concealer like it. And I want to definitely find my right shade though and continue using it because I really, really like it. And I didn't set it at all, but you certainly can, but I'm not a fan of doing that. The bronzer. I do like the butter bronzer, and I feel like my finished face of makeup looks fine, but I feel like it could be a little less warm on me. I would like it a little more like Shady Biz from Fenty or the Hourglass bronzer. There's just something about them that they have a tone that I like better, though this is lovely. And Physicians Formula has really great products. Like, they are a brand that I feel like does things very, very well. They have a very nice line of products, but like I said, for me personally, the packaging is just not it. It cheapens the gorgeous product that's inside. Like, specifically this just reminds me of something you would get at like Claire's or Icing, or it looks like children's makeup, but the product inside is anything but. It is so lovely, and I just think that Physicians Formula is one of the most underrated brands at the drugstore. They are freaking expensive though, like drugstore makeup wise. There's something about paying like $15 for each product from Physicians Formula that's like, bleh, it's just a lot. They're one of the more expensive brands that you can get from the drugstore, but I do feel that a lot of the products that I've tried for them have been just like amazing. So if you haven't tried anything from them, the butter bronzer and that highlighter just really are lovely, and they are people's favorites for a reason. The highlighter, yet, you know, like it really is so comparable. So comparable to the Hourglass palette. I'm gonna try to show you what I'm talking about here. So here are the Hourglass ambient lighting powders right here, and then we've got like the strobe powder up at the top. So this is the highlighter, and then these two are like the ambient powders. Try to swatch them on my arm if I can. Wow, terrible, absolutely awful. Let me swatch these ones. I don't know if you can tell, but they have that very similar, honestly, they're even more shimmery, and they're just beautiful. Like, literally, I can't even begin to explain. They're just so soft and lit from within. There's no glitteriness at all to them whatsoever. So definitely go give those a try if you have not yet. I really don't think you'll be disappointed. And then as far as the lip products go, Milani, a more satin matte lip color in the shade Lavish. I think it's really pretty, but I did need Mochalicious because it was super buttholey. And that is the face of makeup. I really like it. I think that this looks really pretty. I would feel totally comfortable going out in this. I really, really like the way that it looks. And let me know what you guys think. Do you prefer a matte lip? Do you prefer glossy? You guys know I'm always a glossy lady. I am like dying not putting a gloss over this because you see how just dry it can look at sometimes. I'm just gonna try to deal with it though, because I want to, I don't know, I need to branch out. I can't do the same thing every single day of my life, you know? Overall, I think the face of makeup looks really pretty, and I love doing these Shop My Stash videos. Let me know if you guys like watching them, and if there's any product that you saw today when I was going through my makeup collection that you really wanted to see me try and you were like, bitch, why didn't you reach for that? I would love to know, because I want to try things out. I want to reiterate that I know I have an ungodly amount of makeup, and it is overwhelming to see somebody have so much, and it feels so excessive. Trust me, I agree with you. I could never use all of this, and that makes me feel sick to my stomach. So I do a ton of declutters and stuff, but really I should work on reducing the amount of stuff that comes in so I don't have to declutter it, because that makes me feel bad too. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you have not yet, and I will see you at my next video. Bye! What do you guys think? Why do I always ask you what you guys think? It's because I have insecurity issues and I need validation. Yeah. I'm gonna use this Wet n Wild brush. I don't know. Am I orange? Why? You know, it might be the end of you, camera. I don't know how much longer I can do this orange bullshit. I don't know how much longer. I don't know how much longer I can do this. I'm so fucking orange. Swear to God. Help me, baby Jesus. Help. 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't you be orange no more, you piece of shit. I will kill you. Fuck your mom. Fuck you too. Okay, we're fine. What are we? No. Am I orange again? Yes. Help me, Lord. Help, help, help. It's just gold eyeshadow. Cut that out. I don't want it anywhere near me. Those. I did not grab a new brow product. Hello? Wow. My God, in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done. On earth as it is in actual heaven. But I just feel like it could be better. Carton right here. If you guys are interested in... Cut cutting me off like that is gonna get you murdered, okay? You're on thin ice as is with the orange, okay? Nothing, but let me strobe. Ah. How long have those been there? So here's a bunch of bronzers. I have bronzers.